What do you need? Dao Shen? I was one. His payment? I'll be here when...
Before you say a thing, I had a visit. That. Let's see. Not enough. What's. Thanks again for.
Leave me alone.
I should be getting home to see my wife. Oh, well, what?
I hear the debates are particularly lively in the Scholars' Garden lately.
You return once again to That's
Sisayuri.
If it isn't the champion. You have any idea how many headaches you've caused me at this betting counter? How many screaming maniacs are drawn to your fights? Congratulations on winning everything and all, but I'll be glad if you never fight again. At least not in here. You just can't imagine.
Always. That's... She isn't. Every bounty hunter and glory seeker in the Empire would be on her. Since there have been no altercations, I know she's not here. I'll let you know if that changes. It would be criminal. I suppose... Put her... Of course.
Ufna aknakir yakowaku ni rui kuparfita.
Please, Bear, don't send me in there. I'm scared those things will see me before I can get into the cave. Please, don't make me do it.
Wernurk apayir. Kwanurk kanir. Ni usota. Mo wogiri ka titarir kone of atarir.
No! I will go. Please don't hurt my mother. I'll get the artifact for you. I promise.
Siyir sukut at knewo kup kipsitir sunurk.
The city can be a harsh place for children, but we don't have time to help them all.
What do you want? You're working for Purveyor Shuji, aren't you? Please don't tell him I haven't gone yet. I'm going now, even though it will probably get me killed. I'm sorry. I'm just a little upset. I'm Jinlin. Is there something you want? Thanks, but I need to find a way to kill spirits. Purveyor Shuji wants me to fetch an artifact from an emperor's tomb in the necropolis. but it's filled with ghosts. The purveyors... He threatened to sell my mom to slave traders if I don't get this artifact. I don't know what to do. I can't fight ghosts. Sure. What do you want to know? My father worked for Purveyor Shuji until he died. He left last week to retrieve the same artifact for the Purveyor. The ghosts must have killed him. When my father disappeared, he had some of the Purveyor's equipment. Now Purveyor Shuji says we must repay him. My mother works for him, but I don't know where he's taken her, and I have to sneak around ghosts and other beasts to fetch the Purveyor's trinkets and baubles. I only know what Shuji told me, and that's not much. He called it a pestle and mortar. It's a bowl and a mixer, I think. He said it had something to do with a recipe. I don't know if you use it to make something, or if the recipe is in the bowl already. Anyway, the Purveyor is very interested in it. I've never seen him so anxious. Purveyor doesn't do that kind of work. He likes to get other people to do it for him. Besides, the tomb is locked from the inside, but there's a small opening. He says I'm small enough to fit through the crack in the wall. I don't mind that as much as the ghosts. The tomb is filled with them. Once I'm in, I'll just be killed. Really? It would be very dangerous, and I don't have anything to give you in return. Are you sure you want to do this? I see. Well, thank you just the same. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't offered. The tomb is over in the necropolis. The door is locked, but I can sneak inside and open it. I just have to be careful not to alert the ghosts. If you really think you can get rid of the ghosts, I'll head over to the tomb and wait for you there. Great! I'll wait by the steps of the Emperor's tomb. I'm sure you'll find it easily enough. See you soon, I hope.
Sipa sa ayer ki unir, Juanurk shinro ni sipa. Wo afawer sun urk fonir, owo sayer u yukap tantarundano, wo tarwayer shathir owo. Onu yuwir napair, wo kwair shapshir. Owo sayer u yukap tantarundano, wo tarwayer shap. Owo sayer u yukap tantarundano, wo tarwayer shathir owo.
Sun pununo, yapapat nasi ayuir saya wuth. Sa ir yakuak, kokonato si iri panoneniku. Woto ir u kawana ir u soanata hoki. Niato unonapadi irovir.
Can't you tell?
O no yu i wakitsu o sa iraku o shuosi. O kia whakarea, ni o karisto ipa. I kirnik tine piru, o iperek uok sonpun, ni ato o nanapadi irovir. Kuni uok nawata ir. Wo anania ifewir uoks, konir fuk no sankud na no wananya. Tasi si tintu, funye wo si ye wo. Ikirnik tine piru, wo iferek uoks.
Wo afaweer sun urk vonir ook. Uksier sa. Usosier uthak taraweir, shathir owosu.
Niato o nanapadi irovir. Kuni uok nawata ir.
Ak nukwair tu ak ithruir, nuk apifu taftuir kwair fenurt.
O kia whakarea.
Koni akanatir, ud kwair washun. Ook jower rufir ni sair fjenefushpa, sair renkipa, sair thinopi wuwuth, u sair wansan. Ak wiwo ofir, san kasowir wo siyutana.
O kirwir, no fantayana ukona ni pinatoa. Niato o nanapadi irovir.
Wo afaweer sun urk vonir ook. Uksier sa fit kup wo sarkir.
Kwa air, ki hier iyo ni wo sahir brante. Sa ir yagoak, kokonato si iri panoneniku.
Wo su warwair ni.
Ir kana. O nikasuri ir kwana no kasa ir iroro.
Onu yuwir napair, wo kwair shapshir fan onu yusair ikupan. Onu yusair, akanto kithi.
Tawe ir kawana ir soni ir ipot.
Wo kausoir no ka wowo taraweil shaksir.
Ir kana. O nikasuri ir kwana no kasa.
Don't worry, Sung Tao. I'm doing everything I can to prove you're innocent.
I'd love to speak with you, but Prefect Jitong gets very edgy when people question his suspects. He's looking for some dedicated citizen to help him in his investigations. If you could clear this mess up, I'd certainly be grateful.
Good day to you. Are you here to help my friend, Prefect Jitong, with this little difficulty we're having? Oh, no, I suppose you aren't. Well, then I really shouldn't be speaking to you. I don't want to make his job any harder than it is already.
Good day, sir. Are you the new investigator I sent for? No, I can tell from your attire that you're not from the ministry. Oh, this is terrible. Everyone I send for disappears. There are powers at work here that are beyond my means to control. I am Prefect Jitong. It is my duty to ensure that convicted criminals in the city are sentenced appropriately. But there are complications with my current trial. I have in my custody a suspected slave trader, Chandler Ling. But one of the high-ranking ministers is trying to get him released, and he wants me to convict another man. The man they want to accuse, Scholar Sun Tao, is a friend of mine, and I'm certain of his innocence. I need you to find proof so I can present it to the Minister of Justice. So, you'll help me? That's wonderful. All I need really is proof. Proof that Ling is indeed involved with the slave traders. If I can't prove Ling's guilt, I'll be forced to sentence Sung Tao to death. And every time I ask someone to discover the truth, they disappear or turn up dead. Our best lead is Zibao, the last person known to have spoken with Ling before his arrest. But Bao knows me and my men. He won't talk to us. I've known Scholar Sung Tao for several years. His uncle and my father were good friends. I only wish I knew why the governor wants him accused of this crime. If you want to know more about Sung Tao, you should speak with him yourself. Chandler Ling is a well-respected businessman and merchant here in the city. Until recently, I had no reason to suspect him of any wrongdoing. When I investigated Ling's shop, I found a valuable knife that I had purposely entrusted to one of my men, a man who has since disappeared. Chandler Ling had a knife belonging to a man whose body couldn't be found. That was all the evidence I required. I have no idea. The two men were seen together before we arrested Ling, but I have no other information about Zibao. He spends most of his time in the heart of the Empire Tavern, and he doesn't seem to have dealings with anyone else besides Chandler Ling. I know if I went to speak with him, I would get nowhere, but you could speak to him without raising suspicion. I wish there was something concrete I could tell you. They're like a whisper on the wind or a shifting shadow. You think you see something, and then there's nothing. Whoever is behind the slavers must have a great deal of power. To remain that invisible is a hard thing to do. Chandler Ling is a well-respected businessman and merchant here in the city. When I investigated Ling's shop, I found a valuable knife. Chandler Ling... Good. Look for him in the heart of the Empire Tavern. It's upstairs at the Imperial Arena. Don't scare him away.
Do we have time to deal with this? I didn't agree to join you so we could solve everyone else's problem.
I am honored that you have chosen me.
I don't know why you're wasting your time. I'm obviously innocent, and yet you still want to risk yourself needlessly. I'm no fool. Those men haven't returned, and I can assure you it isn't because they've decided to take a holiday. Chasing after criminals is dangerous work. Obviously, there are risks involved. Why would you risk yourself when even the local minister seems content with the scholar's arrest? What's to tell? I'm a merchant and quite a good one. My clients are usually very happy with my goods. You likely haven't heard of me simply because I have a very elite clientele. The average person on the street cannot afford the items I sell. Other than my occupation, I suspect we are very much the same, you and I, though I happen to be a little more restricted than you at the moment. Doing? I wasn't doing anything more than I usually do in a day's work. I was selling my wares to a few of my preferred clients. Prefect Jitong was one of them. The next thing I know, guards confiscate my goods and tell me I'm suspected of slave trading. It was likely the most ludicrous thing I've ever been told. Of course, the prefect claims that some of my items belong to his missing men, but that doesn't mean I took the items from their lifeless bodies. In a given day, I meet with several buyers and probably twice as many sellers. There are always more sellers than buyers. My job is to determine whether something is worth buying, not whether the seller is worth buying from. If I see a bargain, I don't care who the seller is. Suffice to say, those items could be from any number of sellers. I don't recall who sold them to me, but that certainly doesn't make me guilty of slave trading. I can honestly say I had never met or heard of the man until he was arrested. He's obviously not wealthy enough to be one of my clients. Apparently, he spends a good deal of time with the poorer folk in the city. No doubt that's why he is under suspicion. Doesn't strike you as a bit odd? A scholar with all the benefits that position entails, choosing to spend time with the poor people. It does seem a little suspicious. No more than you've heard for yourself, I'm sure. They are a myth, a rumor, really. Nobody has ever seen them, and nobody has any proof they exist. And yet, there is still a belief that they exist. Madmen terrorizing the poor and abducting the helpless. It all seems very superstitious. Abducting a person isn't like picking someone's pocket, you know. There would be evidence, signs of a struggle. But people will believe what they want to. Of course, do what you need to. If you discover anything, it will only prove my innocence further. Good luck.
So you think you can free me? Prefect Jitong has sent many good men to their deaths trying to free me. I hope you won't get into similar trouble. Well, that's what Jitong fears. I have no reason to doubt him. Besides, why else would the men not return and their belongings suddenly appear on the market?
Pure coincidence. It's not proof. It's purely circumstantial. Anyone will tell you that.
At any rate, it seems likely that's what has happened to the men. I feel terrible for them, but I have my own problems to deal with, as you can see. I am a scholar, though still a junior scholar by most regards. I assist the philosophers and scholars with their work. It's a good life, though I can't help feeling guilty sometimes. The scholars and philosophers have many privileges, while so many live with so little. I spend my spare time in the poor quarters, helping where I can. If I have any extra money, I use it to help the people there. It's not much, but I like to think it helps. I don't know. I was just down in the poor quarters helping a family with some repairs on their hut. I was leaving their house when the guards came for me. They told me I was suspected of abducting people from the poor quarters. I told them it was ridiculous, that I only wanted to help the poor, but they didn't listen. I admit I spend time in the poor quarters, but I don't try to hide it. I'm there several times a week, in fact, usually in plain sight of everyone. Well, nothing really. I'd never heard of him before this. I heard what Jitong said about him, but that's about it. He seems decent enough, I suppose. Nothing. I've heard rumors in the past few months. The residents in the poor areas were getting worried, though I never knew anyone who disappeared. One of the girls I helped out in the poor area said her uncle had disappeared, but I never met him. She was devastated, of course, and she blamed the slavers. But it was all just speculation. No one had ever seen anyone being abducted. There wasn't even evidence of struggles or violence. I don't know what else to tell you. I understand. If there's anything that might help you find the slave traders, I will gladly tell you. Please, don't give up until you've found them.
My name is Aishi, the Mournful Blade. And if you are another hunter come to claim my head, I suggest you turn around and walk away. That one didn't listen to me. I hope you have more sense. I have a tale to finish. I see no need to tell it to anyone but myself. Stranger, if you continue to talk to me, I will stand up and face you. If that happens, our meeting will end with one of our deaths. You should. My name is Aishi, the Mournful Blade. That one didn't listen. I have a stranger, if you continue. So be it.
This woman has looked death in the eye and refused to blink. She is strong.
You're not what I expected. Harmony surrounds you and flows out into the world as you pass. I have a story I would share willingly with you if you would hear it. Do you know anything of me? Anything of the terror that is Aishi, the Mournful Blade? In my years in this empire, I have been a wanted criminal, a bandit, a murderer, and worse. I have burned entire towns to the ground to avenge some petty dispute between lords and led men to slaughter peasants by the score for their meager possessions. It is all too easy to lose your conscience once you have denied it. I was not always like this, but I remember all too well how my descent began. My father died when I was still a girl, and with him gone, I felt no sense of direction. I had no other family to turn to, and so I was alone. I met a boy. He was a natural leader. He had drive and direction. I was in love. He used to enjoy tormenting the children of our village, and I thought it was all fun. Then, one day, He pushed a young boy into the river outside of town. It was fast-moving and would have swept the child away, but he managed to grab hold of a rock. Why, indeed? In the intervening years, I've come to believe that it was more than simple horseplay. There was a gleam in my young man's eye that I cannot forget. The child screamed for help. His cries were shrill with terror, for he could not swim. I moved to help him, but I felt a hand on my arm. The boy I loved turned to me and said, "If we help him, he'll only tell the others what we have done. We have to let him go." Something in his voice. I believed him. That poor child was swept away in the current and was found dead downriver days later. We never told anyone what we had done, but I could never forget. If we help him, he'll only tell the others what we've done. We have to let him go. Simple words, but they still echo in my head even now. Nights are worse. I can't sleep for the screams of that boy as he washed away. I still hear them to this day. I have followed his life since that day, as I descended into my world and he climbed the ranks in the Imperial Army. That is why I have come here now. I am tired of my life, but at least I have lived it. He deserved to live as I did, but has never felt a moment's remorse for his part in that day. If you came here because of the rich reward on my head, you may even know him. Captain Sin of the Imperial Army is my quarry. I must make him pay for that boy's life. You know him, clearly. Until now, I wasn't sure how I would approach him, but you may have provided the answer. If you help me, I know how I can reach Sin. You need merely to escort me to his station by the gate. A subdued prisoner could get close enough to deal with Sin. Once I have dealt with him, you shall have your bounty. I couldn't let you be implicated in my final murder. They do not call me the Mournful Blade because I enjoy what I do. Years of remembering the first time I let it go have caused me to develop a conscience. Why else ask this boon of you? One last chance to do something right before one of the hunters finally catches me. Let's go write an ending to my tale.
What is the meaning of this?
Hello, my love. Or should I call you by your rank now, Captain Sin? Surely it's been a very long time.
Aishi, what are you doing here? You're a wanted criminal. You can't be here.
It's time I paid for my crimes.
Well, it's good to see our new bounty hunter was able to bring you in. Frankly, Aishi, I thought you'd fight to the death. You were this weak, then.
No, I was weak. Otherwise, I would have ignored you by the river. I'm going to pay for my crimes, but there's one thing I have to do first. I have to kill you.
What? No! Guards!
Your men will be dead before they can get within 3 paces of me, Captain. Don't order them to their deaths. I already owe you 1 lifetime of pain. Do not bring more than that upon yourself.
She's mad! She means to kill me! You, protect me. I'll double the bounty.
All it takes is silver to buy your loyalty? I can respect that, but I can't let you stop me.
Mirabelle! Ice Shard!
You can't stop me, I see! No one can! I'll have a promotion off your corpse! Here, mercenary, take this, and forget anything you have heard. My superiors will be very pleased. There's likely a promotion in this for me. Now, if you'll excuse me. I'm a strong candidate to look after the slaves for the wall. It will be a delightful opportunity to test them.
Be careful in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. They may not know you are an enemy, but they can still be dangerous. We are much closer to finding our master, but the path you are forced to take worries me, and I don't think the princess shares my concern. We have faced these Lotus Assassins in small numbers before, but this is something different. I see the necessity of walking in their steps to fool them, but I am growing accustomed to you, and I don't want to see this change you. I have always respected your resolve, but there are dangers other than death. When you walk in the shadow of the enemy, you risk taking their shape. You fought through the arena with your honor intact, but the Lotus Assassins will press you to commit far more vicious acts. I don't want to win if it claims the good in you. What right do we have to harmony if we sacrifice what we believe to get it? I know you won't, but it still does my heart good to hear it. The more I know about you, the more I want you to stay as you are. It would be a shame for something to happen when we are becoming close. We will talk again. I know everything will work out just fine. Very well. Don't go too far. We need to stay together.
What do you want? Do I know you?
back that up or you'll be lying in your own blood soon enough. I'm a little busy right now. I've got a bowl of wine that needs drinking, so why don't you just find someone else to bother? Leave me alone. I have nothing to say to you, so why don't you just keep moving? Look, you don't have to get that way. These guys are ruthless. I'm just looking out for myself. I hope they decide to kill you instead of me. Take you there now, but I can't promise you'll get a warm reception.
Zibao, what is the meaning of this? Summoning me to this place was bad enough. You know I can't stand the stench of these beasts. I've already dealt with the last shipment of slaves, and with that damned prefect poking into our affairs, we have to be extra cautious. Now, there's an unknown quantity in this little meeting. Just who are you? Ha! Where have I heard that before? Oh yes, some fool working for Prefect Jitong made just such a claim moments before I gutted him with his own dagger. Get him, boys, but don't kill him. We'll get quite a bit of silver for this one.
Leaping tiger! Shoot! Iron Mirabelle! Leaping tiger! Mirabelle!
This has gone far enough. You're far better than the last dog who dared cross us. Maybe I was hasty in my decision to attack you. I have an eye for raw talent. That helps when picking slaves, but it comes in handy in sizing up potential allies. Who are you, and why are you here? You're clearly too skilled to be one of the fools hired by Prefect Jitong. So what business or grudge do you have with us? You're one of them, are you? Another fool like that scholar Song Tao, always thinking the poor are worth saving? You're better than that. You've just shown me your strength. Any poor wretch who had the discipline to fight like you wouldn't let themselves be enslaved. Someone like you deserves to work with me, not oppose me. I have a friend who could use your help, and I'm prepared to pay for it. The way I see it, we have two choices. We can finish this and see who is more skilled at fighting, or we can come to an agreement. No doubt you're here about a certain merchant who's managed to get himself caught. I tried to deal with that problem by purchasing the aid of a high-ranking minister. Perhaps I can find a price that's right for you to also turn a blind eye to our little situation here. Our little enterprise gives us deep pockets. If you promise to forget all about this and implicate that scholar so Ling goes free, I'll make sure you're well paid. Of course, we'll have to make some changes around here. This trial has raised too much suspicion, but you'll still need to keep quiet about it. When you free Ling, I'm sure he'll pay you and be more than happy to show you his considerable inventory of goods. Some of the best in the Empire, I hear. You may ask a few questions, but be quick. We should not remain here long with these bodies just lying around. Ah, that is one question I will not answer. I will tell you this, though. With Gao the Greater out of the way, new leaders are coming to the fore. I'm one of them. Why? No reason, really. He was available, and he had been seen in the poor areas, speaking with the poor people. It's nothing personal, if that's what you're wondering. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's quite simple, really. They abduct people, usually those who won't be missed, and then they sell them. It pays very well. Most of the slaves find their way to the wall or into the hands of the Lotus Assassins. That's where the real money is. Of course, some are sold to private individuals with the means to purchase such luxuries. Don't worry, I don't mind you knowing our secrets. You'll either leave here bought and paid for, or you won't leave at all. Chandler Ling is a respected merchant, just as he would tell you himself. Of course, he's also a facilitator for the guild. Chandler Ling is very good at arranging things and has a special gift for the seamless and virtually undetectable trade of sensitive cargo. He's not a bad man, really. He's just a very good businessman who knows a deal when he sees one. He is very well paid for what he does. If only I had a silver coin for every time I've heard that. Come then, let's end it.
Ah, you've returned, and I'm sorry to say I'm still here. Is there something I can do for... No more than you've... Oh.
There you are. The governor sent Ho Chong, one of his lapdogs, to oversee the trial. I hope you learned something, or I'll have to proceed with Song Tao's sentencing. He took you there? That's incredible. That's remarkable. Well, what did you find? Have you discovered evidence that exonerates Scholar Song Tao? Your payment? It was certainly a challenging task, but I can't really offer you anything. I've spent too much already trying to solve this crime. I suppose a friend's freedom is worth something. All right, I can give you some silver, but not a lot. I have no time for these games. Remember... There you are.
Ha! That doesn't prove a thing. Pieces of paper can be bought and sold just like anything. Just like anyone.
I'm afraid you're quite mistaken, Chandlerling. This proves a great many things, including your guilt. I never suspected the slavers were so well connected.
Let me see that. Well, this certainly looks interesting. I suppose Scholar Song Tao can go free then. And you, Chandler Ling, will come with me for sentencing. It will be quick and harsh, I suspect. This sort of thing will not be tolerated in the Empire.
It's all a lie. You don't know what you're doing. You're all making a very big mistake.
Thank you. Thank you for risking yourself to help me. If there's anything I can do to repay you, please ask. You are too kind. I have no real way to repay you. However, I do have some items you might be interested in. They're not here, of course. Come and find me in the Scholar's Garden, and I will be glad to show you what I have. I'll see you there. Goodbye, and thank you again.
That was very noble of you. I've never known anyone else who would risk so much to help a complete stranger. You surprised even me.